I have an exciting announcement to share with you today. The Miraculous Success Academy 2024 is open now for you to join. So if you are an entrepreneur who has been thinking about epic levels of success in your business, and you have had that niggle inside that's like, this is my year. This is the time I am going all in. This is the time I am really stepping up and rising. Then this is for you. I want you to join me in this incredible experience where you get to spend some time with me as your coach, mentor, guide, and you get to learn, expand, and grow with other amazing women who are all on a journey to make incredible impact in this world. So if that's you, make sure you go and have a look at the links in the bio and come and join us. What have you got to lose? 2024 really is going to be your year. Hope to see you in there. Welcome to the Soulful Badass podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, an intuitive success coach from the UK, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs, leaders, and soul-aligned goddesses to create epic levels of success and impact in your life and your business. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you are tuning in every week for mindset talk, manifestation, magic, and incredible interviews with other soul-aligned entrepreneurs. So hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to invite you to come and join the Soulful Badass community. All the links are in the show notes. Please go and click them, and I'll see you in there. Welcome to day 2 of the Success Challenge. Now, I hope you enjoyed exploring your desires in day 1 and got really clear on what it is that you would be doing if you knew you couldn't fail. If you've got really clear on that and you've got excited and you felt the energy and you've realized that there's a version of you that has been playing small, this is where you can start to build on it today. And what we're going to be doing is looking at who do you need to become in order to have those desires. So there will have been a part of you that had a pang of fear as soon as you got that tune and fork going off and going, yes, this is what I want. And it went all zingy. And then you're like, oh, but what if, can I do that? Can I be that person? And why that happens is because where you currently are operating at, the habits you have, the beliefs you have, are in the place where you have been playing small. So there is a part of you that hasn't been showing up as powerful as you could. And the version of you that has those desires, has those dreams, the version of you that really does have that life that you want to be living, acts and operates in a different way. And most importantly, thinks about themselves in a different way. So when you think of those big desires that you want, it's not about thinking, I can't do that. What you might have found in the past is you look at the things that you want and then your mind kicks in and goes, well, you can't do that. You don't know how, you don't know the way, you've never done that before. So you go, okay, let's just stay where I am. Not in this challenge. That is not what we're doing. What we need to do is energetically jump to the version of you that already has the desires you want. You can energetically feel what it would be like to live that life. You know the confidence of you at that stage. You know what you'd be thinking about yourself. You know what you would be feeling. This is the power of the human mind. You can leap to those places without ever experiencing it before. And this is where your soul's imprinted it into your mind anyway. So you already know. You already can jump and feel into what it could be like. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine yourself living that life and understand who is it you need to be now in order to bring that in. What we tend to think logically is we need to have a plan and an action step in order to get somewhere. But when you're in the energetic world, you need to know energetically how you move to that place first before the action steps appear. And this is where it confuses people. And this is where people don't often live the life that they should be living, because they're always looking from action steps from where they are now, rather than leaping energetically to where they want to be and letting everything flow and come into alignment. So I want you to imagine that you are going to a place in the future. You are living that life you've been dreaming of. You've been living that life that's 10 times better, 20 times better, 1,000,000 times better than the life that you have now. It really is that most successful life you could ever possibly imagine. And you have those things that you have admitted to that you want from yesterday's challenge. So start to take your energy to that place. What would it be like to be living that life? What would you feel like? Imagine yourself walking around in a day in that life. What would you be thinking about yourself? How would you be talking to yourself? How would you believe you would be showing up? And what would you believe about your own value, your own worth, and your own confidence? Once you're clear on that, you can start to get clear on how you're speaking to yourself in that life. How much you big yourself up, how much you give yourself confidence from the things that you say. And if you have a really clear vision of what it is you're doing in that life, what do you need to believe about yourself in order to make that happen? So I'll share with you my story on this to help you let it resonate. I shared my story yesterday about the 10K months versus the 100K months, and I'll keep this theme going so that you can start to see how I've transitioned my business throughout this journey, and also transition my own confidence and my own power inside. So when I first transitioned and I said I wanted to go for the 100K months and I wanted to work with entrepreneurs who are here to make a big impact, there was a part of me inside that was still in the old me that was scared, worried I couldn't perform at that level. Who was I to help people who had a business already, who maybe had a really good level of success? Who was I to do all that stuff? Now, what happened was I started to tell myself, and I moved into the energy of me who already was successful at that. And I used to take that energy and those beliefs from me at that version and bring it into my daily life. So I knew when I was successful as an entrepreneur coach, I would have confidence in what I said. I knew I would be able to work with anybody in any line of business. I knew whatever I said would help people energetically build their business. I knew I would always know what to say. I knew I'd be able to channel the information they need. And I knew I'd be able to have incredible shifts for people. So at the time, I hadn't actually done that, or I hadn't felt like I'd done that. I'd done that with a lot of personal clients rather than business clients, but I still had that level of fear and imposter syndrome coming up. So what I needed to do is start to tell myself those beliefs now. So I used to look at myself in the mirror and I would say, I always know what to say. I have huge transitions for my clients. They have big transformations. It's unreal. It shocks me how much they transform. I can work with anybody in any business, and it's all about the energy and alignment. I work with people who are here to make a big impact in this world. And I said this over and over again on repeat. And I also said it as a positivity rant every time my imposter syndrome kicked in. And I still do this now. So every time my imposter syndrome kicks in, I have a spiel that I say to myself so that I start to embed this new belief. So I start to say, I love the clients I work with. They make such big impact in this world. They're having huge transformations. I always know what to say. I attract people with ease. The right people just find me. I absolutely love the people I work with. It's incredible shifts. I love the energy of the groups I have. I love the energy of and momentum of what I do. And this is my positivity rant that I have on repeat every time I feel my energy dips. And this is how you start to move into the energy of the version of you that already has it. Because what you're doing here is you reprogram the beliefs in your mind to think like the version of you that is already successful, the version of you that already has those dreams, the version of you that is already living that life. As soon as you start thinking like that version, the outside world appears like that version has. So energetically, you've got to reprogram your mind to be, what do you believe about yourself now? And this is where you bring in the belief. So get really clear on, if you were living that life that you decided on yesterday, what do you now need to believe about yourself? What beliefs do you need to let go of as well? That's so important too. There'll be beliefs that are telling you you're not good enough, or you can't be doing that, or who are you to do that? There'll be so many stories that you have on loop. So I want you to start to get clear on both sides. What beliefs do you need to let go of that aren't serving you when you are at that highest point in your life? And also, what beliefs do you need to bring in about yourself and actually bring your confidence up so that you can start living that life now? So the activity today is looking at your beliefs. One, what side do you want to let go of? And two, what do you need to bring in and actually believe about you and your capabilities now? As soon as you get clear on this, you can find a way to start bringing it into your daily activity. You can either do it by looking at yourself in the mirror and doing affirmations throughout the day. You can do a positivity rant like I've done. You can do tapping. There is so many ways, and we can chat through them in the group. But the first thing is get really clear on what beliefs aren't serving you now and what beliefs do you need to bring in order to bring that life closer to you. Get really clear on this, like dive into the beliefs, go deeper into what it is you've actually been telling yourself and what stories you've been telling, because believe me, they're not true. You have the capability to go after every desire you have. You are limitless. And believe me, like I said yesterday, the desires that you see now are only the start. There is so much more outside of this. There is so much more after this. But believe me, you will get there. So start to work on, who do you need to be and who do you need to believe you are in order to make this happen? Because once you get clear on that, you can bring that in really, really quickly. Share any that are coming up for you in the group and we'll talk through ways to clear them, and we'll talk through what you can do to shift any energy around them. But share them, bring them up to the surface, and let's get clear on, what do you now need to release and what do you need to believe about yourself to make this happen? And I'll catch you tomorrow.